Since 2021, a state law has required Texas police to enter critical details into a national public database within 60 days of receiving an official missing persons report. That online system, NamUs, has helped police and families get answers, close cases, and solve crimes. The number of Texas cases has increased tremendously since the new law went into effect. In the year before, only about 350 Texas cases were entered into the database. In the year after, that number jumped to nearly 1,000. Still, DPS data we obtained shows Texas police have actually received more than 64,000 missing persons reports since the start of the law, meaning there are potentially thousands of cases they could have entered into NamUs but did not. Investigator Arezow Doost examines some loopholes in the law and why its author is now taking a closer look at our discovery to help more families in the future.
I'm gonna walk this way. I want to see who's in these tents here. Hello, ma'am.
Susana Arroyo anxiously walks along Cameron Road in Austin, looking for her older brother, Seferino Ibarra.
I'm looking for my brother, Sam.
She's made the trip from Tyler many times before, hoping to find him.
The last time I spoke to him, he had lost his apartment. He was living homeless on the streets.
She says Ibarra is a veteran and was diagnosed with cancer.
So I'm just concerned that something will happen to him and we won't know.
You hear stories of people just wanting to disappear, but does that sound like your brother?
I don't know what all is going on in his life, that would make him want to not, communicate with us any longer.
After not hearing from her brother for months and his cell phone going silent, Arroyo says she filed a missing persons report with Austin police in early 2021. What have you been told by Austin police?
I was told that he is still homeless, that he had involvement maybe sometime this year, that they've known something about him.
She says APD didn't consider him missing and never reported his case to NamUs, the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System. It was just months before a new law went into effect requiring police to report to NamUs. If he had gone missing months later, they would have been required to by the new law. So Arroyo did it herself and created his profile.
I think about him every day since he's been missing, every day. Every day I prayed to God.
She finally got a call in December that he'd been spotted.
My brother had been here to the office. He was here trying to get a birth certificate.
She immediately drove to Austin.
I know it's going to happen today.
We followed along as she searched for answers near this homeless camp.
I'm looking for my brother. I heard he's in this area.
Oh, that's Bruce, ain't it?
Petey, Seferino, Sam.
Yeah, I know who that is.
That's Pete.
Yes.
That's Pete.
Yes. I'm his sister.
Oh
Where
my
is
God,
he?
wait a minute. Hold on. He stayed with me last night. He's supposed to come back tonight.
It was the closest she had come to finding someone who might know him.
And you guys are for real.
Yeah. For real.
You guys are for real.
Her family is one of hundreds with loved ones in the NamUs database from Texas. About 20 of the more than 600 Texas cases entered after the new law were done so by family or close associates. Most, 450, were by NamUs staff, medical examiners, or law enforcement.
HB 1419 is finally passed.
State Representative Lacey Hall wanted to require law enforcement to report to NamUs after working closely with 2 Houston families who had missing loved ones, and they felt faster police action would have helped their cases.
It's the impact that it makes to these families. Just hearing that someone cares and that something is being done to try and help them means the world to these families. We have seen agencies, a huge uptick in reporting of cases, and we see compliance and we see these agencies wanting to make these reports.
But the law has no penalty for those agencies that might not be reporting to NamUs. We know each time someone files a missing persons report with Texas police, that agency is required to submit the name and other important details to the FBI's National Crime Information Center, or NCIC, within 2 hours. That's something the public can't see. Police have to submit public details to NamUs within 60 days of receiving the missing persons report. While it's likely some cases are cleared before that 60-day time frame is up, it's also likely many other cases are just never entered into NamUs by police.
Well, I think a lot of it is awareness. I don't believe that, overall that there's agencies out there who are unwilling to comply. I think a lot of it is just some of them don't know.
We learned the state doesn't track compliance, and the law doesn't say who should enforce the requirement. Can the law be improved?
I would say that there is, always possible room for improvement, and that's why right now we're on the education campaign and trying to make sure that there is compliance. And overall, for the most part, there is, especially in these larger areas.
Hall says she wants to review the data we've gathered. She says if any agencies are running into problems following the law, she wants to know why.
There are heartbroken families out there that are desperate to find their loved ones, and the few minutes of their time to put that report into NamUs can change someone's life.
Texas is now among 13 states to pass laws mandating the use of NamUs. Other states we checked also don't have any enforcement measures.
We don't want to, penalize people for if they're truly trying or they just truly don't know. If they don't have the resources and they don't have awareness, we want to give them the chance to be able to do that, the education and those resources to be able to do it.
Thank you.
For families like Ibarra's,
Now all we gotta do is sit here and wait.
the search isn't over. His sister says a stronger law would help other families dealing with unimaginable anguish.
I hope I find him. I'm gonna be watching that bus stop and see if he comes in on it.
Remember, since the law went into effect in 2021, Texas police have 60 days to enter new cases they receive into NamUs. Of the other states we checked with similar requirements, it's between 30 and 45 days, meaning the public can potentially see cases in those states and possibly help a lot faster. Representative Hall's office tells us the Texas timeframe was put in place to be less of an administrative burden on police, and shortening that wouldn't help with compliance. Hall also tells us requiring police to submit cases to NamUs they received before the law went into effect, cases like Susanna's brother's, would be too costly, taking more time and resources. Luckily, entering her brother's case into NamUs and other missing person sites herself paid off. That same day she traveled to Austin to search, Susanna actually found him and is helping get him into a more permanent housing now.
That's good to hear. Arezow, before the law went into effect, police still had the option of sharing cases with NamUs, even though it wasn't required. So why didn't Austin police do that in her brother's case?
Well, Josh, Austin police tell me the case didn't meet its criteria for a missing person. They classified it as a request to locate, since his family said he was likely experiencing homelessness.
All right, Arezow, thank you very much. You and our investigative team have been reporting on this system for years. To catch up on our complete coverage, including a new episode of our Catalyst podcast, to learn more about the unidentified bodies aspect of the law and how new federal legislation could help families, go to this story in the Texas Politics section of our website and click on the Missing Persons button. She's known as the grandmother of Juneteenth, the rare honor she received from Texas lawmakers to help make sure her story gets told at the Capitol.